Hi there, my name's Mark Vincent. I'm author of The Sigil Secret, and welcome to the Chaos Chamber and our Sigil of the Week. This week's sigil is a slightly different one. It's what's called a proving sigil, and this is a sigil to help you find pennies on the ground. I'll explain why in a bit more depth during the tutorial, but let's get into this. Enjoy. So this week we're going to do something slightly different. This is what I call a prover sigil. So this is a really simple sigil you can use to prove to yourself that sigil magic actually works, and that it does something, it produces a result. Being that sigil magic is part of chaos magic, or at least the method we're doing is part of chaos magic, and chaos magic is also known as results magic, it's really useful to see a result from what you're doing. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick a target for the spell that's something that's very hard to fixate on. So your statement of intent is going to be, I find pennies on the ground. Okay, very simple. I find pennies on the ground. Okay. So, if in the country you're in you don't have pennies, use the smallest common denomination coins you can think of. So the reason this is so useful is because it's almost impossible to have strong lust of result over such a small thing. But it slowly reinforces the idea to you that sigils actually work. So, as before, what we're going to do is eliminate all the vowels. Okay. This sort of gives us fewer letters to work with. One of the reasons you eliminate the vowels is because in Hebrew there aren't any vowels, but that's only one of the reasons. The main reason we do it is to sort of shrink the amount of letters down that we're working with. P-N-S-N-T-H-G-R-N-D. So we end up with a string of consonants, and then we're going to eliminate any duplicates. So we only want one version of each letter, right? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 N's, so we're going to get rid of all of them. There we go. We've got 2 D's, so we can get rid of that. F-N-D-P-S-T-H-G-R. So that's all of them. So we end up with F-N-D-P-S-T-H-G-R. So we've written our statement of intent, removed the vowels to reduce it to consonants, and then we've removed the duplicates to get a manageable amount of letters. Now, if you accidentally miss out a duplicate or a vowel, it doesn't matter. This is just really for drawing convenience. So don't stress if it still works just as well, because it's the intent behind it that makes it work rather than the actual method. So as usual, I'm going to go from this. I'm going to start with the F, the N onto the back of the F, and I'm going to do it in reverse. Then the D is going to come there like that. P, so I make sure they're all touching each other, but I sometimes put them at angles that look unusual. T, so I'll take a T off of there like that, and then put an H here. G, I'm going to put on the inside there like that, and then put the R here. Okay. So I have my sigil from that statement. I've taken them and attached the letters to one another in order, going from left to right. You don't have to do that. You can start in the middle. It doesn't matter. I'll show you in a second. And then to finish it off, I put these lines and circles to make it look more occult. Because planetary sigils, these mean the beginning and the end. So that's kind of your A version, if you like. That's perfectly fine to use. Then you might choose to encircle this, draw a circle around the sigil, or enclose it in a triangle, like I talk about in the Sigil Secret, the book. but for these demonstrations, I'm just going to leave them as they are, and then you can edit them down. So I'm going to take that line down the center because it's a nice one to work off of. I'm going to keep that in because I like the look of that. I'm going to keep that there and then that D shape like that, but I'm not going to put the G in because it's too recognizable. I'm going to keep, I can't remember, I think that's the R. I'm going to keep that there. Yeah, there we go. So I quite like that. But also, I like this bit. So I'm going to lift this out here, kind of underneath. There, and then sort of have a bit of a swish coming off of it. Enclosing it. There we go. So we have 3 versions from the same sigil. Okay, so you've got the main version, edit number 1 and edit number 2. You choose the one that you like. Your unconscious remembers everything it means. So just to show you another way of doing it, I'm going to start from the middle and work that way and then that way. So I'm going to go STHGR, PDFN, PDNF. So we'll start with the S, and that's going to be kind of the main structure of the sigil. T, H off the side there, make it slightly longer. I'm going to put a G here backwards, like that, and then the R will come down here off and attach to that bit there. And then I'm going to put the P in, the bottom, upside down, the D, the N can go, oh, I'm running out of space, N can go there. And then I'm going to put the F across the end to hide it. And so I've kind of worked that way and then that way. And I've got a completely new way of doing it. So let's call that A1 there. Okay. So from this single statement of intent, you've got 4 sets of sigils. Your main one, edit number 1, edit number 2, and then doing the letters in a different order gives you a different look to the sigil, and again you can edit that. So this is how you can get loads of different variations out of one statement of intent. Okay, so if you're enjoying what you're seeing, please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time on the Chaos Chamber.
Leer zelf hoe je krachtige sigillums maakt, verzegelt en versterkt met het boek van Mark en de bijbehorende worksheets. Bestel nu op www.hetsigillumgeheim.nl.